Hi, good afternoon, and welcome back to Tuesday Talks with Jake. I am your host, Jake Carter, and it's been a while. It's been a while since I've done an episode,
Yeah.
but life's been pretty busy. I had to cancel my show a few weeks ago because of Radio City, and then last week I had no guests, and I had just had nothing to talk about. But I'm back, and more importantly, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving.
guys.
I'm going home right after this, so I want to do a quick episode before, because we want to talk about something pretty crazy that we saw this weekend. Y'all want to tell me what we saw this weekend?
We saw Wicked for Good at the Showcase Cinema Theaters in Yonkers. 10 out of 10 movie. I loved it. And it was really, really good to see.
Now, for my friends who are watching, if you have not seen Wicked yet, close off because we were talking about spoilers nonstop as much as we can this episode because I gotta get it out there. Like I gotta tell you guys my opinions on it because when we were driving, I told my opinions to everybody, but you guys weren't in the car with me when it happened. So
yeah,
we were still on the shuttle though, so you were expressing opinions like it was nothing. Though. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll give you get a little close if you can.
Yeah, a little bit.
But before we talk about the movie, we have to tell you about our crazy theater experience. So
first, when we introduce ourselves, we haven't got the chance.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, if you guys don't remember, this is my friend Robert and my friend Tyler.
Hey,
Robert was Scarecrow in our Wizard of Oz, and Tyler was the Crow and Winky. And you should have closed off by now. But anyway.
What a great experience.
Well, first, so what happened was we all got on the shuttle and we got to Regal early because if you guys don't know, the Iona players, they got $5 tickets because they all wanted to go because we had Wizard of Oz. So we thought it'd be nice if we all went together to go see Wicked. So we all got $5 tickets to go to the Regal Theater in New Rochelle City. However, when we were online getting our snacks, the fire alarm went off. So we had to leave. And the first time it happened, we were like, oh, that's funny, inconvenience, haha. We were still early, so it was fine.
I mean, that was just the first group of us.
That was just like a mishap drill. So then we get back online, more people show up, and
20
then
minutes later,
the fire drill goes up, the fire alarm goes off again.
But nobody leaves because we're like, really?
Yeah, because we thought it was just this has to be a joke. No, an actual fire happened, and the fire department did not come back to shut it off because they were already going back to the station.
I'll say one thing really quickly. I think calling it a fire was a bit of an exaggeration. It was just something that was going on.
It was more of an electrical fire.
They said it was a small electrical fire.
Which, if it was a fire, we would have smelled the smoke come out of the building. But because it was an electrical issue, we were not really able to go back inside. Thankfully, though, I was able to get my $5 back, which was really, really
Same
good.
Here.
We all did.
And I think we kind of learned from that experience that we just have a plan B all the time.
Yeah, because half of the players were like, screw this.
Let's just go back.
Let's just go back. But Jen, Tristan, and Jack, keep in mind, Tin Man, Auntie M, the guard, 3 of them, they were like, no, we have waited a year. We are not missing this movie. Everybody, you're coming with us. So Jack, Jen, and Tristan took everybody in cars. I went with Jack. You went with Tristan. You and McKenna took your own car. I think.
Me and McKenna ended up going with Anne.
Okay. And it was so worth it. Drive was long, but it was so worth it.
Dude, it was 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was literally 15 minutes.
It felt, that car ride felt like an eternity.
That's because we were traveling back and forth for an hour and a half.
We'll also give her granted too. There was a lot of traffic because I think nearby everybody from the New Rochelle Theater went over to Ridge Hill to go see the movie because that's a much more bigger space too. And so much better than Regal. I love Regal, but Showcase is amazing.
Yeah. I've had my fair share of fire drill experiences, though. I think I told you guys the story, but when
Loftus?
No, not only Loftus. Before the semester started, when I was helping out, I told you guys about Beetlejuice Jr. I was helping out with that production. The fire alarm went off during our first show after the opening scene, so we had to stop the show halfway through. And to improvise, our Beetlejuice came on stage and he was like, okay, so we don't stop the show for dead people, but we do stop it for fire drills.
That's great.
He saved it so hard.
Yeah.
I've had fire drills. But anyway, let's get into Wicked for Good. What did you guys think about the movie?
Robert, do you want to go first?
Want to go first, Robert?
As well. Not gonna lie, 8.5 out of 10. The cinematography is incredible in itself, and Cynthia Erivo.
Also,
and,
Rob and I were sitting next to each other. Keep in mind.
yeah, like, me and him, we were just
Yo,
like
we were having
reacting.
a blast. We were
Like,
like,
me and him, we was like, whoa, say that again.
Yeah.
But not like I was saying, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, they played off each other so incredibly. Like you could feel the chemistry
100%.
off each other, and
Yeah.
like Cynthia was really, really playing Elphaba so incredibly. Like I could really get along with her trauma and sympathize with her. That the fact, no matter how hard you try,
Yeah.
it's just gonna end up, and people are gonna mess up. They're gonna blame you. You're gonna get framed. All that.
That's the thing with a lot of heroes in stories. A lot of heroes get framed, like Spider-Man, for instance, in No Way Home,
Mhm.
Harry Potter. Yeah, literally every hero always gets framed, and I hate when that happens. But you got to do it. You got to create
Yeah.
conflict for a story.
Yeah.
My friend was saying this too. She hated how like nobody loves each other when you think about it. Everybody's in love with the other person. Bach's in love with Glinda, but Glinda doesn't love him. So Bach dates Nessa, but he doesn't love Nessa. Nessa's in love with Bach, but Bach doesn't love Nessa. Elphaba loves Fiyero, but Fiyero loves Glinda. But then in this
Yeah.
movie,
But-
Fiyero then loves Elphaba, and then yeah,
Yes.
it's a triple dipple love triangles everywhere.
Exactly.
Like it's it's ridiculous.
Scarecrow, Tin Man, Glinda, Elphaba, what have you.
Nah, but nah. Now I gotta go off because Fiyero got me messed up, bro. Like,
Yeah.
his facial, like,
He looked like Ryan
No.
Reynolds.
Hey, that's your character right there too.
But,
you know what
bro,
I'm talking
if
about?
y'all
bro?
knew the scene that I'm talking about, because I'm
Yeah.
not gonna spoil it for the people at
Yeah,
home.
yeah,
right
No,
now.
no. Oh, we're talking mad spoilers. So like, who?
But like, it's not really fair to them because, like, you know,
I
Star
told them to
Wars.
click off because I want to talk about spoilers.
People are
this
not gonna
episode.
click off. You know that.
I'd
Come on now.
rather
now.
I'd rather not talk about spoilers. It's not fair to the fans that also haven't seen Wicked that are watching this video right now.
I told them to click off though. There are some things that I want to talk about though that I'm a
Okay,
little
fair.
annoyed
I mean,
about.
this is your show. I'm just giving
Yeah.
you that perspective.
Yeah,
at
that's
least.
true.
Facts.
But like, well, I gave them the warning.
Nobody's
Okay.
gonna hear it, bro.
I
But
will,
I'm not gonna lie.
well,
like,
when I post a selfie to Instagram, I'm gonna tell people like, click off if you haven't seen Wicked. Like, you know.
yeah, probably.
I have some issues with the movie. I love the movie, but I didn't think it was as good as the first one. The first one was way better. I have some issues in terms of the pacing. I was talking about this with Jack in the car. The pacing is really rough, in my opinion. It's really slow at the start, but then it gets really fast at the end. Like, okay, we're in Wizard of Oz now, but we gotta get all this done. I was like, it's so quick, and it's not to say that like the acting is great, like everything's great, but like the scenes just either they're too slow or too fast for me. Like, and it's weird. And like there were things that they didn't explain, which I was kind of annoyed about. Like one thing that I mentioned when you were on last time is I thought they were gonna explain why the train didn't just take Dorothy to Oz. No, they never explained that. So Glinda made her walk all the way to Oz about taking that
Yeah,
train.
yeah.
Like no one thinks about that. And then like I kind of wanted to see more of Tin Man and Scarecrow. Like, I kind of want to see more of their like messed up versions of them because, like, I was talking about this in the car with Jack. I would have loved to have a scene of Fiyero waking up as Scarecrow, like reacting to him, like having like broken bones,
Oh
like
my
him
God, you're
putting himself back
right.
together. Like, I would have loved to see it in the same style as like Sandman waking up in Spider-Man 3. Like, that would have been beautiful.
That
Like,
would've been so good.
and also, I thought we were gonna see how Tin Man got rusted. Remember, Tin Man's frozen.
Yes, that breaks the canon.
I thought they were gonna show it. Like, I thought they were gonna show him the tornado, like going through the trees. Also keep in mind, I heard Tristan said this. He started clapping when the house fell on Nessa.
No,
I
that's
just
how
love.
you know he was Tin Man for real.
I just love how she's going through Munchkin Lane, like, Walk, where are you?
and we just see Elphaba
And
having that whole vision.
nobody's helping this crippled woman as she's like going through, like, where is
Because
everyone?
go out in the middle of the
And
prison.
then meanwhile, Elphaba's getting on with Fiyero, and it's like, oh my.
Shut up.
Oh yeah, what'd you think about that, by the way?
Like I said, that scene, no, those facial expressions had me messed up. But like, I couldn't understand like where they were trying to go with it,
That
but
was
Jonathan Bailey was not it.
This was not a kids movie. This was
No,
no,
it
like they
is
had to
not.
tone it down, but they didn't tone it down enough.
There now.
It was great.
There are a lot of things though they changed from the musical, which I actually did like though. I'm not saying the movie's bad. I don't think the movie's bad. It's a 7 out of 10 for me though. The first one's a 9 out of 10 for me. a lot of my opinions people think are wrong. Like I have very like big hot takes when it comes to Wicked. Like I didn't love Fiyero in the first movie. This movie, I liked him way more. I did not like Bach in the first movie. I liked him way more. This movie is where I liked more of the characters a lot more. Like
I have a question for you. So, are you taking it more into perspective into really seeing how the characters are throughout their progression without like the songs in it, or just really looking at it as in their own storylines, if that makes sense?
that's a good question. I don't know how to word that.
'Cause I think Fiyero had some fantastic songs in the
Oh.
first movie, but I definitely do agree. I think his storyline was better in this one because to me, Wicked for Good basically felt like the Wizard of Oz reprise version, but in a completely on Dorothy perspective.
Yeah, and that's another thing
Yeah.
too is that I want to bring this up about Dorothy. You know, Nikki is watching it. Like it says, Dorothy, who's Dorothy?
I hear him right now.
That's a line he had to say in the show when we did Wizard of Oz. It was so iconic.
It's not true.
But when we started crying, well, I didn't cry during For Good because I've heard that song a million times. We started crying after it. Like I remember you started crying, then I started crying. I cried more at the fact that after Dorothy basically kills the witch, and then she lifts up the broom, like, yeah, that broke me because like the sense of innocence in her, because she's also Laura told me this last episode. Dorothy's 11, actually in Wizard of Oz. So this 11-year-old girl kills this woman, and she had no idea about her past, anything. It just goes to show how hard we judge people. We don't even get to know them. We just see this evil green looking person, and she kills her. And she has no idea about her past, anything. And it's kind of messed up that Glinda never told her about, oh, Elphaba, she's kind of like a torture creature. But granted, I don't blame her because at the time, Elphaba ran away, right, with her groom. So I would also be like, no, she's awful. Kill her. Like, you know,
I
like,
think in
look at
my-
her.
I-
She's wicked.
I-
Kill her.
I think, in my personal opinion, though, I think Dorothy didn't really know what was going
She didn't.
on.
in fairness.
And no. And that's the thing. I don't blame Dorothy. No, I'm sad that she didn't know what was going on. That's what broke my heart. I'm like, oh, she's such an innocent, and she had no idea what happened. Like, and it makes me sad because like I'm watching, like, you don't know what you just destroyed right there. Like, you destroyed like a great friendship, and she had no idea. She was just doing what she thought was right, which is really sad, you know. And like that's the. You know, and then it makes me look back to when I had to watch Juliana and Bella do it to Molly and Alyssa and kill him.
Oh,
Just,
my
you know,
God, it really put in perspective
Yeah.
what we were doing now.
last time you were on, you hadn't seen Wicked at all. So like now you've seen
now
both
that
parts.
that I've seen both in like the span of like 3 days.
Wicked, I would say you need to watch those movies like how you watch Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter now because of how long they are. Like
Yeah.
you need to
Mhm.
watch the first one before the second one. The second one has a really good opening. I love the opening when Elphaba just comes in and just like
bomb.
like-
Well, 10 out of 10 movie for me. Personally. I loved Wicked for Good, and I also gave it 10 out of 10 to the first one. I really don't think that there's too much of a difference in comparison of how I really like them, but I think that the storyline, this one was more storyline driven. I think the first one was obviously more musical.
yeah, because
yes, there were
because-
definitely more songs.
there was something that I feel like was missing with this movie, and it wasn't this is disappointing. We were missing the big dance, like the big dancing through life dance number, or the big lowly number. We didn't have any of that because Act Two has like no dancing because it's more stories focused, which I agree.
Yeah, second
but then
movie-
again, that's why it is good though. Like
second movie is basically if Wizard of Oz didn't have Dorothy in it. That's basically
Yeah.
what it is.
one of Elphaba's songs that was not in the musical, which they added, which I love this song. No Place Like Home. That was an added song that wasn't in the musical, which I
Yes.
loved. Also, I love that they didn't drop the animal subplot because the animal subplot where her trying to rescue the animals, that's forgotten about in the Broadway show.
Yo,
They
now I gotta see the show.
completely forget about it.
You haven't seen Wicked on Broadway yet?
No.
I saw it on Broadway twice. And like
I'm gonna have to lock
Yeah.
in some tickets. Yeah.
it's expensive now to get tickets, but no, I'm glad they didn't just drop the animal subplot. Like I'm glad that like Glinda at the end was like, I'm gonna make this right, you know. And also, I would say this too. Wicked 2 is very much Glinda's movie. The first one is very also. I noticed like the parallels between the first one. Notice how the first one opens with Glinda, and the rest of it's all about Elphaba's origin story, her backstory, where she came from, and it's pretty much, and then they meet. The second one opens with Elphaba
Ooh, that's
and
actually
showing
a
what
good
she's
point.
doing,
Real
and
good.
then
He's
it's
cooking.
all about Glinda and then her past and where she came from. Glinda gets a
Yeah.
lot more focus, which I noticed. Which
Yeah.
I love parallels like that, you know,
Yeah.
like, and also like the opening song was really good. Every Day More Wicked, and I love how like the opening song is literally just a reprise of all the previous songs in the first part to get you be like, hey, remember all these songs? You know, you remember all these songs, right, guys? You remember what we had, like, you
Yeah.
know, in 2024 in November when Arcane was still popular.
Don't do that. Don't do
What a
Arcane-
show that was.
Arcane and Wicked, that movie and that show, those were the two biggest things I remember that month for me because I was like, you know, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
What would you guys say you didn't like about the movie though? Because I already talked about enough about my negatives. Like, any negative opinions or no?
I already said my piece.
I do think that the second one moved a little too quickly, in my personal opinion. I think that they definitely could have made it a little bit longer. That was really the only thing. I wish I got to see more of what the original quadruple was doing than really
Yeah, because
just Glinda. Because
I agree, because they did jump the shark a little bit at the end. They were like, "Oh, we're in Wizard of Oz now. Like, here we are." Like,
because I get it was very like Glinda focused, but I also wanted to see like I wish they added in one of the original Wizard of Oz songs. I mean, they did, but
yeah,
if
well,
they added in "If I Only Had a Brain," I was like, please add that song in.
but you know,
want to mess with me
people,
today, don't you?
Yeah,
people
partially.
would say, you know, oh, just watch Wizard of Oz. I don't want to watch this version, though, that version of the characters, though. I want to see this new messed up version of them because my favorite was probably Tin Man. Tin Man, like, even Slayer did really good. Like,
Yeah.
despite me not like him as a person in real life because he's a horrible person. He was amazing at. Oh, you don't know the lore?
I'll deal with that later.
Yeah,
Let's
but-
focus on this.
Yeah.
I relate to Bach a lot, which is gonna sound kind of sad. I kind of do. I was talking to my friend about this, but like I do kind of relate to Bach's character, you know, as the guy who likes the girl who prefers the popular guy over him. I've had my fair share experiences of that, and the look he gives to Glinda as Tin Man, that like he looks up at her. I felt that look, like the look of like innocence turned to hatred, because
Yeah.
not only is it Elphaba's fault, it's kind of Glinda's fault too. What happened to him because he let his love for her cloud his judgment, and then he got messed up because of it, and he got turned like he's almost like Darth Vader when you think about it. He got turned into a robot.
Yeah. He's not.
He's
wrong.
cooking today.
I'm
y'all.
cooking, like I'm cooking, y'all. Like I'm very passionate about the story of Wicked. The story of Wicked is so cool. Like it's one of my all-time like favorite stories written. Like I like Wicked a lot for the story and songs and stuff. I remember when we were watching it though, there was this family behind us that would not shut up. I remember and during the opening, they were talking. I shushed them 3 times, and I was like,
Bro, they
"Shut
were-
up, people!"
They
Like,
did not shut up for like a good half.
and then
hour,
and then at one point, I'm pretty sure they were singing along. And I was like, "This is not a sing along. Shut up!" Like, don't do that. Do you remember?
Don't be hating for those sing along,
Yeah,
though.
do you remember Josh was telling us like don't sing along, or someone was telling us like do not sing along with the movie, like don't be that guy. Like
Nah, I
you don't remember that,
Nah, I don't even remember that.
dude? You're like you cut off, like you're not even close to the mic right now. I can't even hear.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I did not even remember that whatsoever when we were there.
sorry, I'm looking for. We have to take a quick ad break. I'm pretty sure. So
Guess we'll be right back.
we'll be right back. Okay, I don't think it's working, so we're not gonna take an ad break.
Sweet. Yep. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I thought we had to take an ad break, but the buttons are not working. So
Wah, wah.
anyway, I guess we'll talk about now. We'll shift gears just a little bit. Thanksgiving's coming up. What are you guys thankful for? Do you think? Just talk about what you're thankful for.
Robert, you want to go first?
I got nothing right now, so you hit it.
I'm really thankful for our Lord and Savior Jesus, man. I'm very grateful to have him in the center of our universe. I'm grateful because of that for my family, my friends, the food, and all the stuff we have planned. I'm going to be staying in the city, going to Bryant Park, ice skating. I'm going to go to the Thanksgiving Day parade and the blow ups in the city. And I'm also going to have a big feast over at my place in my apartment, too. So it's
That's
going
nice.
to be really, really good.
Broken pay rent. Out of this economy.
What are you thankful for, Robert?
Well, for one thing, I'm grateful to have both of y'all as friends. I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
I am very thankful that I got to work with this wonderful Kaz back in Wizard of Oz, and I am really, really hoping that we can come back in the spring semester for auditions and we could all get the chance to work together.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know, we're running auditions in the second semester instead.
Yeah.
I know.
All right, good.
Yeah, which I'm surprised because I thought we were doing auditions December, but they
Nah,
just, yeah.
Kelly told me
Nah.
last night we're doing it in spring.
Mm.
I'm not even trying to think about that right now, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it either.
I'm finna go back to
I guess I'll
home.
say what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for you guys as well. I'm thankful that I got to meet so many of talented people. We had our concert actually a few days ago, and I went up to Molly, Jen, and Bella individually. I thanked all of them because all of them have been just so welcoming of me throughout seniors and players in their own way. Like, I thanked each of them because they had done such a good job with this community. I thank Dana. I thank Dana as well,
Of course.
obviously. I thanked Kelly back when we did Wizard of Oz. I told her thank you for because I'm thankful that I got to meet y'all in this great community and just going to see Wicked with y'all because we were all in the same row. It was
Yeah.
you, me, and McKenna.
Robert Joint Singers.
I'm gonna
Oh,
damn chill, dude.
And another thing is that I think something that I enjoyed a lot about watching Wicked with you guys is seeing your reactions to the reveals for the first time because
Yeah.
none of y'all knew some of the things. So seeing your reactions was so special to me because you guys were all like, oh.
Yeah.
Y'all were freaking out when Bach got turned into Tin Man. You guys were like,
Because
And
it
then-
breaks the canon.
It really does.
it really does though, because in Wizard of Oz, it's supposed to be kind of like a dream or alternate universe kind of thing because Dorothy's friends are supposed to be them.
I don't care about that
And-
part. I'm more worried about the fact that she was supposed to put a spell on her axe, man. She was supposed to put the spell on this axe.
Yeah.
She's supposed to chop down trees.
The story definitely got changed. And I was talking about this with Laura, and I was saying if Fiyero, Bach, and the line. Also, something that I was rewatching clips of the first movie. Something that I never picked up on is that Bach's full name is Bach Woodsman.
I've been picked that up.
Yeah.
I've been picked up.
Tin
too.
Woodsman. I never picked up on that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I didn't even realize that. That's a great detail.
Wow.
I forgot about that. But anyway, if Fiyero, Bach, and the Lion Cub are supposed to be the parallel versions of Hick, Zikri, and Hunk, wouldn't that mean that Hunk was a rich guy that lost all of his money and now works on a Kansas farm? And wouldn't that mean that Fiyero was a rich guy that lost all of his money, and then Bach was,
Hmm.
you know what I mean?
So you're
You
kind of
straight up
you're
broke?
kinda-
Oh my god, in
he
this
kinda-
economy, y'all.
Yeah, because Hunk technically would have been like the human version of Scarecrow in the Dorothy's
And
world.
In our scripts,
Oh.
Auntie Em and Uncle Henry were supposed to be the alternate versions of the Guard and Glinda.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that mean that Auntie Em was a really big popular girl in college?
Popular.
And the
Yeah.
Guard doesn't really do that much in Wicked though. He showed up for that opening scene, and we were like, Jack,
Yeah.
it's you. We were like,
No,
getting
I'm
excited
so
about that.
mad they didn't do Jack's voice, man. It's not right.
No one can do Jack's voice. Jack did this voice for the Guard. He was like, "Who rang that bell?" It sounded like a cartoony, more hammed up version of Beetlejuice.
But
Like,
it worked, and I'm pretty sure he took that from the movie. I think he
Yeah.
said.
yeah,
Oh man.
Hickory would be Tin Man, and then the lion would be. What would the lion be in human version?
Zeke.
Zeke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh.
Good Josh.
Lucas!
Oh, when the lion showed up in the movie, also, I liked that the lion showed up early. I really liked that because and you out yelled, "It's a lion!" And I was like,
Bro,
"Where's
yeah.
Lucas?" And I was like, "Where's Lucas?" Lucas isn't here. I'm like,
Luke
sadly.
Baines.
No, Lucas. Well, when we were outside of the theater during the fire show, Lucas ran back in to try and get a refund.
He wanted
and then,
his money
and then-
back.
and then he got trapped in there and he couldn't leave.
Yeah.
For like a good 20 minutes, I think he was stuck in there.
That's great. And then he took the bus back too.
Yeah, and then he just said, "Nah, I'm not going with y'all." He was gonna go with his grandma. So
One
love
more
him.
thing I want to say about
His family's really nice too.
one more thing I was going to say about Wicked is that there's somebody brought up this theory that I really liked, and the theory is that because we find out at the end of the movie that Oz is Elphaba's dad, which was an insane twist.
Yo,
Bro, I
Um,
looked at him
Lord,
and he was like, "You didn't know?"
oh
I'm
my
like,
God, the whole
what?
movie is being spoiled here. Like, what?
I don't care.
Sorry, I keep moving away from the mic, but still,
Yeah,
I'm
y'all
just
decided
saying.
to keep watching, so that's on y'all.
I told y'all not to. I'm good. Listen. I can't contain spoilers. Sometimes I'm kind of like Tom Holland. I can't contain spoilers. It's so
Bro, you're
difficult
more
for
like
me.
Mark Ruffalo, bro.
Yeah, Mark.
Mark,
You can bear
Mark,
for this next one.
Mark
Everybody dies.
Ruffalo.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Do you know Mark Ruffalo almost said half but then he said everyone instead. He almost did the actual spoiler, which was half of the
My
universe
mom
dies.
met Mark Ruffalo on a train station in New York City a couple years back.
I was gonna have to be a lore dropper.
Anyway,
another time.
the fact that I was gonna say about the wizard is that the theory is that the wizard, he is Elphaba's dad. Like Elphaba is his offspring pretty much. Elphaba, that would mean that she technically is the great and powerful, not him.
Yeah.
So the theory is that, remember at the end of the movie when Elphaba and Fiyero are walking off to the
Dune.
the sands of Dune, wherever they're going to see Apollo Atreides or something. The book of wherever it was, the magic book that it opens for Glinda.
Yeah.
The theory is that Elphaba granted Glinda's wish of her being a magician, which doesn't happen in the Broadway show, but the theory is that she granted Glinda's wish, something that Oz could never do for Dorothy and her friends. And the real theory is, and I'm like, another thing is that, like, in the Broadway show, Glinda doesn't know that Elphaba and Fiyero are alive. I like how they changed it, where I think in that moment when she saw the book open, I think she knows they're alive. Like, she got that feeling that, they're alive. And another thing is that I said this too, Elphaba and Fiyero walking off in the sands of Dune. I was making this joke in the car for everybody. They're going to run into Apollo Atreides and get eaten by the sandworm. Like, Wicked 3, Wicked Messiah.
Wicked Part 3!
It's going to be just the Dune music.
That'd be great.
Sorry.
That'd be great.
Have y'all seen Dune?
Nah.
The movie Dune, like with the sand. I saw both parts.
You got what? Dune's interesting because the first one, it's really slow, but then when the action kicks in, it's really good.
It's really good.
The second one's a lot better because there's a lot more action, a lot more like plot reveals that were amazing. I watched it when I was in Disney last year. Dune's kind of like Star Wars on crack, but like at the same time, like Dune and Star Wars have a lot of parallels. But
I would say they're definitely both different movies, but I can see why you say that because the desert theme. Also, Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. What?
Who said that?
No word, right? No, but great movie. Those both
Yeah,
are
Dune,
underrated
Wicked.
too.
Dune 2 and Wicked were like two of my
It's
all-time
long
favorite
though. I'll
movies.
just let you know it's
Yeah.
really long.
I got time to kill this weekend.
You got time. You watched Dune Part 1 and 2. Like they were filmed back to back, I think, like just like how Wicked was. Like Wicked 1 and 2 were filmed back to back. Because like my friend, I was trying to tell my friend the plot of Wicked, and like he didn't know anything about it. And I said to him, like, no, they were filmed back to back. Like movies gotta do that when you gotta crunch out a schedule. Like, anyway, I think unfortunately it is time to end the episode. We were talking pretty briefly about Wicked and Thanksgiving. But I think now it is time for us to depart. First semester is almost over. Do you guys want to leave any final thoughts on how you feel about this first semester as a whole?
Yo, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and God bless. Safe travels.
Yeah. Robert?
The semester has been crazy. I don't know when I'm going to be back, but no, I'm probably going to come back. If this man ever wants me back, let me know, bro.
Of course.
No,
because
y'all, happy Thanksgiving. Many blessings
guys.
to y'all.
And
Woo!
Thanksgiving.
See you back.
It's been hard to find other guests, but I can always count on you guys to come on my show if I ever need,
We got you.
All right.
All right, let's close off.
All right.
All right.
I'll see y'all later. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
What? Oh.
Just wave.